Hello, everybody. My name is Quincy Haynes, alias Infamous Quin, and welcome to Blue Cloud Studios Inc., located in the Ivy, St. Michael. We have been here for the past 3 years, catering to any and everyone, all genres, whether it be soca, alternative, rock, reggae, dance hall, whatever, songwriting, artist management. We do it all here. We comprise of a team, uh, which starts off with Papa Cloud, the CEO, myself, one of the directors, Dr. Cleve Scott, Colin Observer Reed, Dean Francois. We are here to make your experience and your product sounding amazing. Blue Cloud Studio, the name came about in terms of the design. When the studio was finished, prior to any sponge or anything going on, the decision, at least I wasn't sure in terms of what color to put it in. And I actually went to a store and I saw the color and the actual shade of blue was appeasing to my eyes. And I said, let me choose this color. And when I actually got the color mixed by the store and came back and painted it, so then the feeling that I had, it felt like if I was in the sky. So then my dad, who was the CEO of the studio, when he came back, he was out of the island at that point in time, he was very much, in love with the color. And he was like, yeah, it like got you feel like you're floating in the clouds, like blue clouds. So when we had that discussion, it was like, that's a real nice name for the studio. So then we chose it, Blue Cloud Studios Inc. A relation, well, more so from my dad, from a musical standpoint, is a tremendous support. Those who know me, as I said, my name is Quincy, and he named me after the legendary producer Quincy Jones, and he always said that prior to me, being born, that he placed his hand on my mom's stomach and said, well, if I'm a boy, he would like to name me Quincy after the same said producer. And that happened, and lo and behold, it became a manifestation. So at this current point now, I'm here, years later, and actually being able to produce and control the studio to a point, is very rewarding. So that's something that I'm very proud of. But he is very, very, very instrumental in terms of, and highly supportive in terms of the venture and the direction in terms of the direction in terms of myself, and also in terms of the studio in a whole. Counting sheep, that's a hard one, because trust me, when you want sleep, you want sleep. And I tell you this from a production standpoint, from a producer standpoint, time goes quickly. Time seems, it ceases to exist, especially when you're in a recording studio. You can't look outside and you can't tell what time of day it is. You just focus on what you're doing, and the music just removes a clock from you. You'll probably have to get up and you go outside, and then you're like, oh, I've been in here that long, That's the process in terms of music, because you don't want to ever rush what you're doing. You don't want to ever, think, okay, but I need to get this done. You take your time. It's a due process, and you follow that process, and I'm sure that at the end of it, you would have a great product. I think a lot of, especially in terms of up and coming producers, studio owners, they need to know what is happening in the environment. Obviously, it's a finance scenario where that somebody might not be fortunate to have the amount of finances at that point in time to purchase something that they may need. They may take their time towards it. At the same time too, even if you can't get to upgrade at the point in time, it's still good to upgrade in terms of your knowledge of what you have at the point in time and how you can make the best of it. It's not everybody that can go and buy a Newman mic, or a pair of Yamaha monitors or iMac, so these things are very important. But if you can do it, it is important because ultimately you want to be able to improve your sound. Um, my thing is in that I think there were a lot of producers from the get go. I think that they have more time now to actually work and improve on their craft. So with that being said, having more time being quote, in the lockdown, they will have more time to get familiar in terms of the stuff that they're using and experiment and try certain things and go beyond the boundaries in terms of what the average person would do in terms of music. And you're seeing a lot of emergencies coming out. Like I can use for example Seja. He's been around for quite some time, just grinding hard, and now he is pretty much dominating the dancehall scene in Barbados, and so much that he was highly influential in terms of from a musical standpoint in terms of LR being signed with Hilltop, and also working with the late young legend K Lion and among others like Chief Din and stuff and whatnot. So they're having more time to actually come out and do certain things and actually express themselves and share their offerings to the world, via that medium. Uh, where I would like to see myself in the next 10 years. First of all, I'd like to see myself in a bigger studio, um, because there would be some point in time where that we would outgrow the size, even if it's the case that that even, if we're still here with this studio, at least we could be in a position to at least build another studio and build a larger studio to do, greater works in terms of actually being able to like record a live band and stuff and whatnot. But in 10 years, I would just like to see myself being able to still produce and work on quality, solid music, being able to contribute to Barbados and the region and the world, in terms of the music, because for me it's not a matter in terms of nationality. It's just a matter in terms of who you can actually be able to tap into. I don't think people will really move away from soca, that easy. There would have to be this huge monumental shift, and somebody or something would, it will have to be something phenomenal in terms of doing such. I mean, there is a bit of a shift right now in terms of how people are really viewing Barbadian artists. I don't want to say local artists, but viewing Barbadian artists, and there's a lot more opportunities being presented. And whereas it is a good thing, I think, I still think that there's a lot of work that needs to be done. A lot. But I think that we collectively as an island, we need to be able to collaborate with somebody. Producers need to be able to collaborate with other producers and do work and be able to call up different artists. I think not just in the fact that, oh well, you have this song that you want to do here, and okay, well, I don't need that person, or nah, I don't think they're up to scratch. Help them get up to scratch. There's a lot of talent in Barbados, a whole lot, for sure.